Hey everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I am playing with one of the new Artsy Clubhouse sets. This is the February set called Spring Chicken. This adorable set has a coordinating die. And a little bit about the Artsy Clubhouse. It is a monthly club subscription, so you can subscribe monthly or you can subscribe on a 6-month basis and save a little bit of money on shipping, or you can do a 12-month subscription. So you have the option with the subscription to, I believe, either do the stamp or the stamp and the die set. And there's some perks that go along with that. You get your, obviously, your stamp and die set that you get, but you also get access to exclusive workshops and the Clubhouse, which is a Facebook group, which is limited to members only. And then you also get 10% off all of the Dare to Be Artsy products in the Dare to Be Artsy store. So it's a really great membership monthly club. If you like getting something in the mail every month, this is really cool. And I don't know if you've seen the January release and now the February release. They have absolutely been adorable. So definitely something worth checking out. I guess there's also, I believe they also have some surprise contests and drawings, which will be held, I would assume, in the Facebook group. And obviously, with the design team, we're all sharing our inspiration and cards with you as well over there in the Artsy Clubhouse. So I really, really highly recommend this. So to get into this, I am just coloring up my images. I stamped both of the chickens, which are so cute. Just can't get over how cute they are. I stamped both of the chickens, and then I stamped, I believe it was 5 of the decorative eggs, a couple sets of the regular little small eggs that are clustered in groups of 3. I also stamped the flower bouquet, and I am just coloring these up with my Sketch Marker Brush Pro alcohol markers. And keeping it pretty simple. I knew that my background was going to be really colorful, so I wanted to keep my chickens a little on the neutral side, although, as you can see here, I am giving the little girl chicken some blue eyeshadow, because what chicken does not need blue eyeshadow? Anyway, they turned out super cute. I'm super pleased with how they turned out. I actually colored them a couple times and wasn't real happy with how they turned out, so 3rd time was a charm, I guess. So just coloring and putting the finishing touches on the bow here. I colored it a lighter pink, and then I went back later. You'll see it's a little bit darker pink, so I did go back in with a darker color. And finishing up the beak. And I have a lot of coloring in this, so I'm going to put on a little bit of music. I believe I am done coloring at about the 7-minute 15-second mark. So if you want to fast forward to that, you can see how I put the rest of the card together. See you in a bit. Hey everybody, I am back. Just putting the finishing touches on this egg here. I did not leave the coloring in for all the eggs. Essentially, I colored them all the same, just changing up where I put the colors. And you can see I pulled out all the colors. I had a lot of markers to clean up after I was done. So here I have used the, actually I've cut the sentiment. I used the Have an Excellent Day from the stamp set. Here are my finished images, my chickens. And then I cut the little eggs too. I just did a little swath of color on those to give them a little bit of dimension. And then I cut the flower bouquet. So cute! And then all of these eggs, and I just basically did them a bunch of different colors. So pretty simple coloring, nothing too dramatic here today. So I have cut, I have used the Slim Mini die set, and I have cut the background of my card from some light blue cardstock. And I've also used the land and cloud border dies. These are slimline dies. And I'm essentially going to use the border die that I cut to create my own stencil. So I'm going to stencil on some clouds. And I am using, this first color is Tumbled Glass Distress Oxide ink. And I'm just moving that piece of paper back and forth to kind of give a little variation in how the clouds look. Putting a good amount of this oxide ink, because of course oxide ink dries back a little bit. So this will be a really soft background, but it looks so pretty. It really looks like clouds when you look at it. And then I did go back in with a little bit of shaded lilac just on the edges here, just to add in a little bit of a purple highlight in a few places, mostly out towards the sides of the cardstock there. So pretty. I love how this turned out. I love creating these cloud backgrounds using that die. I'm not too worried about the bottom there where it's like a whole barely light border there at the bottom, because that's not really going to be seen. So I have cut the grass and I've ink blended on some pine needles and some cracked pistachio, just to give my 2 layers of grass a little bit of dimension. I'm going to glue the darker one on the very back, and then I will figure out where I'm going to put my eggs here. I'm just going to slide them in behind that grass, kind of like an Easter egg hunt. You guys remember when you were kids and you used to go out and find the eggs in the grass? Except these eggs are really big. They would be a lot easier to find. So I'm putting 3 of those on the background, just adding a little bit of glue. And then here I'm trying to figure out if I'm going to add dimensional foam to this. Originally I thought I was going to glue it down just directly, but I decided to put a thin layer of dimensional foam on the bottom. I'm just going to adhere that, give it a little bit more dimension, and then I will place in a couple more of my eggs here. And I did use dimensional foam on this one. Pop it up just a little bit. And I'll do the same thing with this one. And then figuring out the placement for my chickens, because I didn't want the chickens to really cover up the eggs too much. I still wanted them to be visible. I'm going to go ahead and stick this in. I had to kind of finagle it in between the grass there. And then I will get my chickens put on here. For the chickens, I put a little bit of dimensional foam on the upper part of their body, and then just used liquid glue on the bottom, and then just used tweezers to hold them in place until the glue dried. And figuring out where I'm going to put my little cluster of eggs here. Going to add those on with a little bit of liquid glue. And then I will also place my my little bouquet of flowers. So I added a little bit of dimensional foam to the back of those and then some liquid glue at the bottom. I was going to use the second set of eggs, but I decided not to. And then I will add my sentiment also here to the background with a little bit of dimensional foam as well. My bouquet was not wanting to stick. Add a little bit more glue to it. So here I have my sentiment on. I'm going to adhere this to a card base. But first I went in and I added a little bit of Jelly Roll shimmer pin to the centers of the flowers and to the bow in her hair and some of the eggs. I probably should have done this before I put them on the card, but you know, hindsight is 20/20. It still worked out fine. You can still see a little bit of shimmer. And I didn't add any other embellishments. This is a pretty busy card, so I didn't think it needed much else. Pop everything onto the card base. And that finishes up my card for today. I do hope that you will check out the Dare to be Artsy subscription, the monthly subscription. It is a great value. Thank you so much for joining me. Goodbye.